Today on Tipton Bros, we'll be giving an overview of what would come to be the last stand of Captain Ben Salomon. Let's get into it. Salomon was drafted into the U.S. Army in 1940, where he would quickly ascend through the ranks, receiving many honors and high praise from his superiors, even qualifying expert in rifle and pistol. Salomon would soon join the Army Dental Corps and was commissioned as a first lieutenant. In 1944, he would be promoted to the rank of captain. Salomon was able to see his first combat in arguably one of the most gruesome and costly battles of the Pacific, Saipan. June 1944, Ben Salomon went ashore with the 105th Infantry Regiment. While Salomon specialized in dentistry, there was little to no use for it there, and he quickly seized the role of surgeon, replacing the surgeon of the 2nd Battalion who had been wounded. Salomon was kept busy as casualties were high and a constant flow of wounded men poured into his medical tent. Being the field surgeon for the unit, Salomon was positioned roughly 50 yards behind the front line. He tirelessly worked to triage the fatally wounded as the battle raged on only a stone's throw away. By July 6th, the Japanese had heavily encroached on the U.S. position, and American lines began to buckle under their withering fire. Finally, on July 7th, 1944, the Japanese forces overwhelmed the U.S. lines. The position had broken. A torrential onslaught of Japanese soldiers poured through, swiftly advancing, many toward Salomon's medical tent. Salomon was treating the wounded when a Japanese soldier burst through the opening of the tent, bayoneting an unarmed, wounded soldier. Acting quickly, Salomon picked up an M1 rifle that was lying close by and killed the enemy combatant. 2 more Japanese soldiers stumbled into the tent, both intent on killing Salomon. He clubbed one with his rifle and then used the butt of the M1 to strike the other. Acting on instinct, he quickly killed both, shooting one and bayoneting the other. 4 additional Japanese soldiers entered the tent to catch Salomon by surprise. One soldier holding a knife, the others with bayonets fixed. Salomon kicked the knife out of the soldier's hand and shot him. Turning his attention to the others, he bayoneted one and then headbutted another, who then was shot and killed by one of the patients in the tent. The situation was becoming more dire as seconds passed. Salomon ordered the remaining men to evacuate the wounded and retreat. Captain Salomon stayed behind to stall the enemy, to salvage what little time they had to remove the injured men. Salomon loaded his rifle and slipped out of the tent. He commandeered a heavy machine gun and was last seen relentlessly firing at the enemy to help cover the withdrawal. Days later, American troops returned to the site. There, they found the body of Ben Salomon, slumped over a machine gun, surrounded by the bodies of 98 Japanese soldiers. Salomon had been shot over 76 times and received 24 bayonet wounds on his body. Salomon was understandably recommended for the Medal of Honor, but was denied due to the terms that medical personnel were ineligible under the Geneva Convention. After many fruitless attempts over the years, Salomon was posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor in 2002, 58 years after his heroic last stand. Ben Salomon will be forever immortalized in history as a man who willingly laid down his life for his brothers when they needed him most and will not soon be forgotten. Thanks for watching, and we'll be putting out similar content in the future. Again, we're a small channel, so hitting the like button and subscribing is greatly appreciated. We hope to see you next time on Tipton Bros.